I do not know how familiar my average audience member is with the world of 40K, but in the distant past of that setting, humanity reached heights of technological and philosophical advancement that would be unthinkable to the denizens of 40K. Eventually, due to a confluence of circumstances, humanity's golden age came to an abrupt end and was replaced by a civilization that had not only regressed technologically, but had become culturally regressed to the point of near barbarism. In quite a few cases, humanity oftentimes lives in the shadow of this precursor civilization and comprehends nothing about what made it great, and actively puts down, often quite violently, anyone who attempts to do so. All that humanity in the grim darkness of the far future can hope for is to make shoddy copies of marvels that already exist. I know what you're thinking. Okay, that's cute, and it's nice to know you're autistic, but I would assume that there's a point here. Trust me, dear viewer, I'm getting to that. The reason I chose 40K as an example is because, like everything else in this setting, it's an idea ripped off from somewhere else, hyperbolized to ad absurdum. And yet, if you look at a great many gaming companies, it would seem that they have reached just such a point. They are so very separated from the realities of what made them great to begin with that they look back upon the era in which they were great with absolute disdain and scorn. Take a look at Ubisoft if you need an example, from Assassin's Creed titles that have nothing to do with Assassin's Creed to a god-awful Star Wars game that blows harder than the last several hurricanes to hit Florida, while they charge the gross domestic product of India for their titles, and all the while pushing pinko proselytization like a professor at an Ivy League campus. And the result of this is that they are sitting by the church steps with a tin cup and a cardboard sign in danger of being juggled in a back alley by Tencent, while their employees in France are playing hooky and the studio heads are laying off people like Disney after they got a look at the Acolyte's viewership numbers. Alas, they are not alone in this, as we have ye old BioWare, once celebrated as one of the most creative and trailblazing studios in the industry, now but a pale shadow of its former repute, actively regarded with disdain by many for somehow managing to screw up Mass Effect with Mass Effect 3 and Andromeda, and Dragon Age 2 and soon-to-be Dragon Age The Veilguard, because the company took a look at the absolute garbage fire that was the launch of Mass Effect Andromeda and said, yes, we should do more of this.
Fuck.
And that last beam brings me around firmly to CD Projekt Red, who published a hostage video post-launch of Cyberpunk 2077 stating that they were fully on board with DEI policies, and then, in the following months, stated that they would be censoring the ever-living shit out of the Witcher remake to placate their as-of-yet-to-materialize modern audience. And all the while, their cronies in the gaming press will shout heretic at anyone who dares stand against this cult controlling the gaming industry. These studios are willfully blind to the things that made them great in the past, as they view it now as bigoted. They hate the audience that loved those things they now view as problematic, and they will attempt to extinguish anything or anyone who stands in contravention to their newfound faith, with extreme prejudice. However, ladies and gentlemen, there's no need to blackpill. The industry still has developers who just want to take your money for making a fun game. See Space Marine 2 and the CEO of Saber's statements regarding same. So sure, we are most likely going to see a ton of AAA studios dry up and die out, like the American Lower 48 and the Dust Bowl, but we're also quite likely to see less ideologically motivated studios rise to the top and succeed. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment, as it really helps me get the video out to more people. And for now, this has been Pete, the Radical Nerd, signing off.